Holding on to the truth when we can't see tomorrow, by Lori Altebaumer. This I recall to my mind, and therefore I have hope. Lamentations chapter 3, verse 21. I've forgotten what happiness is. I no longer have hope. These are not the notes on the doctor's clipboard, though they certainly could be. These are the words of the prophet Jeremiah as he poured out his heart before the Lord. See Lamentations chapter 3, verses 16 to 18. Perhaps it's easier for those of us who've experienced depression and anxiety to recognize its fingerprint in the lives of the prophet Jeremiah and others like King David. Even Moses cried out that he would rather die than see his wretchedness. See Numbers chapter 11, verse 15. Since we know that all scripture is given by inspiration of God, see 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16. We know there is a purpose for including these deeply personal moments of anguish. Depression comes to me as an impenetrable, black curtain I can't part or see through. I know there are wonderful things, a loving family, a good life, a hopeful future, on the other side, but I can't see past the curtain to get to them. Carefully chosen and monitored medical treatment helps part the curtain, but it doesn't completely take it away. Lamentations chapter 3, verses 16 to 24 has become a touchstone and a lifeline for me. Here, Jeremiah cries out to God about his suffering, lamenting divine chastisement. But his words still resonate. Cowering in ashes, bereft of peace, having forgotten what happiness is until his endurance has perished. But these are feelings. They are not what is true. Let me say here that not all depression is the same, nor is it all a result of divine chastisement, as was Jeremiah's experience here. Still, I find much strength and encouragement when I model my reaction after his response. In verses 19 to 20, he confesses that he is continually reminded of his restless straying and the bitterness and affliction they cause. But then, this is where it gets good. He chooses to call to mind the things of God that give us hope despite his feelings that try to tell him otherwise. Verses 22 to 23 tell us Jeremiah chose to think on what he knew to be trustworthy. The Lord's steadfast love that never ceases, his unending mercies that are new every morning, God's great faithfulness. Then, though the Bible doesn't actually say this, I believe he holds on to the truth as though his life depends upon it by continually reminding himself that the Lord is my portion. Therefore, I will hope in him. Lamentations chapter 3, verse 24. When I follow his example, his words become mine. Lord, I know your love never ceases, and your mercies never end, even when I don't feel loved. And even when I feel like being anything but faithful, you still are. Then I hold on to the truth as though my life depends upon it. Read Lamentations chapter 3, verses 16 to 24. Which words or phrases resonate with you? How will Jeremiah's example encourage you when you are faced with depression or anxiety?